30, 40 yards away, coming wide open down the hill. I had a pistol with me, but instinctively, because used to the Forest Service when I'm only carrying bear spray, I pulled that out of the thing, pulled the safety out, looked back up, and she's at like 30 feet. Just in that second, she'd covered all that distance. She just turned and hands behind my back and went face down on the ground, and immediately she was on top of me. She bit me 5 or 6 times in my right arm, my shoulder. Then she started coughing a little bit. Bear spray was getting into her, and she was gone just that quick. So I'm like, all right, guess I gotta go down and get some stitches. And I was just about to cross the creek, and it's kind of noisy from the water running. And all of a sudden I hear something, and I kind of turned, and just out of the corner of my eye, here's the bear again. So I think we just came, bad luck, randomly came back together again. She recovered from the bear spray and attacked me a second. She hit me from behind and basically knocked me down onto my face into the dirt. Put my hands behind the back and protect my neck and my head. And the first bite was in this arm. And I heard the crunch of the bone when she broke my arm, and she ripped these tendons, like took a chunk of meat out. And I just went, ah, and I made this noise and kind of flinched and pulled my arm away. That movement just triggered this like frenzy. She picked me up, and she would shake me like a rag doll and toss me. And I'd fly over 20 feet at the ground. I would just roll face down, curled up again, and immediately she was back on top of me again. And she'd bite probably 25 times my shoulder, hit me in the side. I had canine marks in my side, but luckily they didn't puncture through, just, surface. And I just kept focusing on to keep up in a ball and not let her open me up. All of a sudden she stopped. She's standing on, got her claws. They're like embedded into my back. She'd nip a little bit, and then she'd sniff, and then she'd nip. And I could just smell how rancid she was. She'd try not to even breathe, it's like holding on. And then finally she just stepped off. I didn't move still because I don't know if she's standing 10 feet away. My scalp had been ripped open. I had a 5-inch gash in my scalp. My eyes were filled with blood. So I really slowly reached an arm up, hand up, and wiped the blood out of my eye and looked that way and then looked this way. I didn't see her anywhere, but I saw my pistol laying over there about 10 feet away. I'd dove for my pistol and hammer back and like, okay, what's going on, and then she wasn't there. So I'm like, all right, I got to get out of here.